friends. Thank you so much for tuning in today to another episode of the ATS Creator Meetups podcast. Today, I'm here with Brandon, a very talented musician here in Austin and a good friend of mine. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us today.
Appreciate you having me, man. It's always a pleasure.
Always, man. So tell me about you do a lot. You're creative. I think that kind of sums up all that you're involved in. But I know music is a big part of you and also your events. So why don't you I'll turn it over to you. Tell us who is Brandon? What does Brandon do?
Yeah, man. So I go by Well, my name is Brandon, and I go by BDX The Don. A lot of people know me as BDX. Um, Record label owner. I own Don Records. I also make music myself, hip hop, R&B, neo soul, all that type of stuff. I'm just an artist. I mean, I'm a musician. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it, man. We throw events around the city and everything. Two different regions, Austin, Texas, and the DMV primarily. Um, and of course, we're working on expansion. So that's a little bit of what I do, bringing the community together through music events and yeah, through music.
That's awesome. There's a lot of purpose in your work from the events and how that's uplifting others. I also know music is something you're really, really involved in right now. It's probably at the forefront of your daily life. So why don't you tell me about your upcoming album and yeah, like what can we expect?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So the new album is called The Golden Child Deluxe. It's actually an extension of the story from the original Golden Child that dropped last year. You
Oh,
know what I
cool.
mean? So
Okay.
it's to inspire the idle mind. That's what the purpose was with this album, was to inspire anybody that feels lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Through leading by example. You know what I mean? It's pretty much you're gonna see my worst mindset at the first song. But this is the deluxe. So act two, that's not necessarily the case. But once you get back into act one, that's where you see the jankiest mentality turn into um a reflective mentality and more of a manly aspect. I kind of came into my own. It's a coming of age. You know what I mean? I have a son now. I can't do the same things I'm doing no more. I have to look at the world different. I can't be mad at the world for everything. I kind of got to, yeah, change it up.
That is so awesome. I love the growth mindset that you're bringing to the album. It sounds like you're really telling a story from start to finish. What are some of the takeaways that people can take from this album? Is it just like, hey, like you need to grow up? I'm sure there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, it's really like, let me go take that risk. You know what I mean? Like, if he could do it, why can't I do it?
Yeah.
He kind of we kind of got a similar background.
So it's like inspired by example a little bit. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
it's just giving people an example, that they can feel and they can relate to, on a
gotcha.
multi-dimensional scale. You know what I mean? There's so many dimensions to this album. We were discussing, we're talking about wanting to be go far away from where you're currently residing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People want to go far away. People can't go far away though, or so they think. You know, the small things we do on a day-to-day basis become our lives. You know what I mean? So we have to really prioritize what we're doing on a daily, what our routines are, and what our aspirations are. We really have to prioritize that and make it happen for ourselves. The worst thing that can happen is that it does not happen. But then from that point, we pivot
Mhm.
and find an alternative route to go from there.
Because we can get stuck in bad routines. We can also just get stuck in old habits
Right,
that kind of lead us nowhere.
right. And you know what I've noticed as well, man, is and I think I spoke on this on the album too, is like, even when you do rise above and mentally you have moved past things that you said, reverting back to old habits, sometimes even those people can revert back to old habits and have to relearn how to rise above.
Yeah.
I think that's not talked about enough either. I think people are like, oh, level up, level finished, mission accomplished. We never have to deal with this again. That's not the case. You know what I mean? Sometimes it pops right back up, you know.
Yeah, you have to be vigilant at all times, especially if it's maybe something you struggle with in the past.
Right.
Those things, as crazy as like addiction or just other bad habits can be, there can be some the familiarity. It can be an escape. It can be something that just sneaks up on people. So
Yeah, absolutely.
that's a really good point that you raised to just always be mindful of that and just continue to work hard.
Absolutely. We should always be sharper than our swords, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. the name of the album, obviously, there's a lot of meaning behind that too. Is this, a tribute to your son as well? Like, was the growth leading to becoming the father of your son, or was there also some meaning to about yourself being a golden child?
Man, it's kind of like a triple entendre, man. And thanks for
Okay.
asking that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's definitely about my son. That's who's on the cover, man. He has the tank top on, the wife beater. He's rocking a golden do rag. You know what I mean? That in itself is kind of like a on the nose, like, okay, he's wearing a golden do rag. This is the golden child. But at the same time, like, he is the golden child because he represents. Even you're gonna hear my whole story through the album, and he represents something that's pure. You know, innocent. He gets a clean slate. Now the legacy is on him. You know, he's gonna become something amazing. They called me the golden child. This is the second piece of this. They called me the golden child growing up because my cousins, they used to always make me ask the adults for things. Because they were like, oh, the adults are gonna say yes to Brandon. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, whoa, like, when did this start? Like, is this a thing? You know what I mean? So they're like, oh yeah, he's the golden child. Get him to ask Unc. You know what I'm saying? So I would ask Unc, and yeah, they would give it to us.
Well, they should be grateful then. They should be
Yeah, you
grateful,
know,
like, "Hey, the golden child is getting us what we want.
yeah,
Let's not give him a hard time."
yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
And then I guess that just kind of coincides with purpose and destiny in itself, as far as my level of what it means to be the golden child. Like, I have a purpose.
Mhm.
I feel like I've been chosen. Some people call me the Highesville certified speaker or the Ville certified speaker. Like, um, it meant the world to me that, people that I grew up with deemed me as a certified speaker. So it's like I kind of have a purpose. So I feel like I am the golden child. Like, I merged them into one thing. And then of course, like, the DMV is the third layer to that.
Mhm.
The DMV region means so much to me. That's what molded me. That's what made me. That's my heart and soul. You know what I mean? So um, we have a gold mine of talent there. So many greats have come from there. You know what I mean? The Marvin
Yeah.
Gaye's and the Dave Chappelle's. Like, it's so much greatness that just came out of there, man. It's like we're still sitting on that. But a lot of people just feel like we don't have a lot of opportunity, but our chance is coming soon. So it's just kind of like a letter to the DMV as well. Because y'all are the golden child as well.
Do you feel a lot of pressure, like, with that the title that you've been given as a golden child? Does that weigh heavy at times?
Absolutely. Because everybody just expects you to be good all the time. In people's minds, it's like, oh, nah, I don't got to check on him because he good. You know what I mean? He's gonna make the right decision. He's gonna do you know what I mean? Like, he's always
Yeah.
gonna do the right thing. But it's like it kind of weighs on you because it kind of gets lonely sometimes. You know what I mean?
Mhm. You still need help from time to time too. You still
Yeah,
have bad days.
yeah, we're still humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have bad days and everything, but I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm not complaining. That's not what I'm doing. That's just what it is. We're human,
Yeah.
so
I guess the point is, like, everybody needs support, and
exactly.
if you put people on a pedestal, that can be a lot, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, community is such an important thing. Um, Let me ask you about, like, so you're from Maryland,
Yes, sir.
Hyattsville?
Hyattsville, Maryland.
Hyattsville,
Yes,
Maryland?
sir. 5 minutes from DC, man. My whole life.
Right down the road.
Yes, sir. Right down the road. Those our cousins.
That's so awesome. How has your environment shaped you, and how, I think you already touched on how it reflects in the album, but yeah, how did it shape you growing up? What was your experience like?
Oh yeah, like I said, it was a great childhood, man. You know what I mean? I actually got to be a kid, and I really appreciate my mom, putting in a lot of effort to make sure my childhood was amazing.
Yeah,
Um, pretty much, man, growing up there, man, it was cool. We weren't the worst neighborhood in the world, but we had our moments. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Stuff that was normal to us might be wild to somebody else, and that's typically the case. That's typically what we see when we're discussing these things casually. You know what I mean? Because some stuff there is some stuff that you as a young kid or as a teenager aren't supposed to, be seeing or experiencing quite yet. You know what I mean? And it happened so early. That kind of just made us realize that the world was, the world. It's a
yeah,
rough world. Like, I lost my father at 8. That's what really taught me my very first lesson. And I kind of just looked at the world different after that. And you get bumped and stuff happens, man. And you just whatever don't kill you, it make you into who you are. So nothing from there killed me. So it made me into who I am today, man. And my principles, the way I think, the way I can protect my lady, I can protect my family.
Yeah.
I could see certain stuff, that most people might not catch. You know what I mean? That all came from growing up in Hyattsville, and I really appreciate that. It elevated my love for the arts. Like I was in an arts program in middle school and high school. I was in an arts program.
Mhm.
So they really elevated me. All those schools are in Hyattsville. You know what I mean? So I just really appreciate those individuals along the way on my journey. Cause I know I wasn't the easiest kid. I was just trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? So I appreciate those people that actually cared. Cause I thought teachers didn't care, but there's some teachers that really uh like polished my rugged edges.
Mm.
It made me look at things different. And I'm really glad that I have that perspective to be able to empathize with a certain group of individuals, and then I'm able to empathize with this side as well.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing. So that's why I'm able to speak on so many different scenarios.
I love, just how your upbringing, it's really taught you to empathize with other people
Right.
from your teachers, just people who grew up, with you and around you. Um, Let me ask you, like, what does, community mean to you, and how are you giving back to community?
Yeah, man. Community is definitely everything, man. Community is all about helping one another out, looking out for one another, and like I say, my mom, she's really the one that instilled that into me. Um, like you respect that man. He's a janitor. You respect that man. Like after the shows were done and stuff like that, concerts and all of that, like she had me cleaning up with the janitor. You know what I mean? Like I was helping him. You know what I mean? And I respected him. You know what I'm saying? I see him at school, I dap him up. Like it was respect. She taught me
Mhm.
respect. She taught me community. Neighbors would watch me while she's gone. You know what I'm saying? My mom always used to, I don't even know if it was a joke. You know what I'm saying? But she used to be like, yeah, I got eyes on you, while I'm gone. Like people are still watching you even when I'm not around here. You know what I mean? I don't know. She know a lot of people in the
Yeah,
neighborhood.
it's looking out for each other,
Yeah, they looking out for
even
each
when
other.
you don't even think they're looking.
Yeah, exactly. It take a
Yeah.
village to raise a child, especially when a single mother is trying to raise a young man. You know what I mean? It comes in handy. So that's where it initially started, and I wanted to give back to that. You know what I mean? So I
Mm,
I tried to do everything I could. I went to people's events. It started out like that. Maybe I was giving money to certain organizations,
mm,
and stuff like that. And the places that made me, or my alma maters. Growing up, giving back to them, stuff like that. And then eventually I started throwing events because there was an outcry from the DMV artists and talent and creatives and everything that there wasn't enough opportunities to
mhm.
perform, or that there's not an industry presence here. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, there's stuff here. I know that there's stuff here, but there's still an outcry here. So let me
Mm,
try it my way, and kind of formulate it the way I would see it, that they should be reimbursed for their talents and stuff like that. So
mhm.
we started throwing shows. Started out with the shows, and people are networking, and they're in rooms with people that they never thought they would be in a room with. You know what I mean? They just talking
Yeah,
casually. So that was a beautiful thing to see, and just the gratitude I received from those artists. Um, it was a fulfilling feeling. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So that's why I do it, man. I don't do it to get nothing out of it. I don't, you know, I'm not trying to get no money off of these people. I'm just doing it off the love of the game.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like you're talented. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be heard. You have a
yeah,
story. Let me use my platform. I went through 12 years of a journey, learning stuff. So why would I not kick you game or give you the lessons that I've learned in 12 years and save you
yeah.
12 years?
Save them the time,
Yeah,
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 and the headache, and yeah. You don't want people to give up when they hit all these obstacles, and you've
absolutely.
gone through it, so why should someone else
Absolutely.
have to suffer? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really cool hearing about, like, how community was really the bedrock, the inspiration of your events, and how you're creating those spaces, you're giving those opportunities to other artists. Tell me about your most recent show, and also, do you have any other shows coming up? Sorry, not show, event, event. Mixing words in my head. So let me ask you about your last event. Like, can you describe that? And yeah, do you have anything coming up after that?
Yeah, man. The last event we did was the Golden Child tour for the
Okay.
original Golden Child, and I had to take like a major hiatus after that because it
It
was
was a
so
lot.
much work that went into that.
Uh,
Yeah, it was a lot of work. You know, you have to wear multiple hats sometimes to make things happen, and that's
yeah.
perfectly fine. You got to get your hand dirty too, even as a founder, as you know. You know.
Yeah, true.
So I'm doing marketing. I'm doing, you know, I manage Kia Janae. You know, I manage her. She's an R&B artist, spectacular artist. Definitely go check that out as well. And she will be coming very soon as well. Um,
Is she based here?
she's based in Maryland.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I try to bring her out here
You're
as
still
much as
pretty
I can.
closely tied to Maryland. It's like you have two homes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I do. You know, my name is on the lease up there, you know.
Yeah.
So so I like
All
to go
right.
back and forth,
No
you know.
joke. Yeah. Nice.
So but yeah, man, that was the last one. You know, we went to three cities. DC, New York, and then Austin, of course. That's how we finished it off, is in Austin. You know, just getting my artists, out here, live music capital of the world, getting them
Yeah.
accustomed to this stuff. This is where South by Southwest is, you know. That's really why I did it. I did it more for them than I did it for myself. Of course, we're promoting Golden Child and everything, but it's really
Yeah.
like I just wanted them to get some reps in with the shows and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
really hone into their artistries and stuff like that, you know. So that's that last event we had, and it was beautiful, man. Every city was unique. Every city treated us with love. We had like way better turnouts than we expected,
Mm.
especially New York. You know what I mean? That's our first time ever doing a show in New York,
Yeah.
or throwing a show in New York at least. Austin, it was a great turnout as well. So I'm just very grateful that that's how it turned out, and we definitely will be back as soon as the new year happens, with the album release party.
Yeah. So the album's coming out in January. Do you have anything you can share as far as like that what that release party is going to look like,
Uh,
time of the month, or any locations in mind? Just any hints, or do we just have to hold tight for now?
Man, you know, I always like to make them hold tight, but for my
Yeah.
man,
Build
for
up some
my man
suspense.
Steve, my man,
I
yeah,
mean, who knows how long this could take for me to edit? So yeah, it'll be out before the album, but still, yeah,
yeah. I have a few venues in mind. You know, the homie, he owns a restaurant called Cajun Eats. You know, that's most likely where we're gonna have the event.
that's it.
You
Okay,
know, that's probably where
okay.
we're gonna have it and everything.
Yeah, I hear this is a great spot.
Oh,
You've
absolutely.
been trying to get me on that spot for a while.
Oh yeah, dude, everything you need. The catfish gumbo. Shout out to the twins, man. Shout out Jamal and Jermaine, man. My dogs, for sure. Um, so yeah, that's what we're planning now. And of course,
Okay.
there's a lot of other ideas that I have. And of course, I'm always talking to Jordan about
Yeah,
stuff like that. Cause as a creative, our minds are running 1,000 miles an hour.
nonstop, 24/7.
Yeah,
I get that.
24/7.
It's hard to turn that off. So how do you manage work-life balance? Do you feel like you have time to just decompress, or is that decompressed time just more creative time, maybe a different project or something?
Yeah, one thing I realized, bro, is that rest is really essential. Hydration is really essential. If we fail to neglect those things, then it'll boil over into our days, and days
It
are
will.
very valuable because days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, months it's about to be 26. You know what I mean? So, like, everything
Yeah.
flies by. And if we're not taking care of ourselves, it'll definitely be harder physically um, to even have our heads in the game. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I value every hour. It's all about getting a routine that works for you. Just make sure that you're staying like active, staying fit, eating good, and just time management, managing your time well. Like I said, every hour counts, especially being a father. Like every hour
Oh,
counts.
yeah.
Every hour counts. Like I like TV time for certain. I like to decompress by watching TV.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I love filmography. I love movies. Like I love all of that stuff. I feel guilty sometimes when I watch a movie. You know what I mean? Because I'm a workhorse. I'm a machine, bro. You know what I mean? But I'm also human. You know what I mean? So I don't.
You have to turn your brain off at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like a car can't run 24/7.
yeah. So that's pretty much it, man. It's
Yeah.
just finding that balance. Whatever works for you, whatever balance is for you. Um,
We all have to
that's
find
really
it.
key.
Yeah, we all have to find that balance.
Yeah.
Um, how do you navigate burnout? Do you ever hit moments where maybe it's writer's block, or maybe it's just like like mental fatigue. Like, how do you navigate that from avoiding to just, hey, I'm in it? Like, how do I bounce back?
Yeah, it's a plethora of things, man. It could be retail therapy. I mean, I like to shop.
Yeah.
I spend on myself. I work hard. He's like, why the hell not? I spend on myself. I feel good. I'm like, okay, I got some new stuff. I can work with this.
Hmm.
Or I like to go to the gym. Work out, get some of that stress off my body. Boxing, playing basketball, stuff like that. Anything to just kind of get those natural dopamines. You know what I mean? Get those natural dopamines flowing. Everything else kind of falls into place after that. The rest of the day feels amazing after that. Um, Writer's block. If you're an artist, my biggest, and Dr. Dre actually said it himself, is when you do have that writing bug, write as much as possible. Write as
Seize
much as
that moment.
possible. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you never know when it's gonna come back. It could come back every day for 5 weeks, and then it just disappears. Now you don't know what to write about. Who wants to rely on, alcohol or drugs that find
Yeah.
inspiration?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
50 Cent
Bad
said
decisions. Yeah. It's not sustainable. It's
yeah,
not
like
healthy. Yeah.
50 Cent said it the best. He said, if I say if we're in the studio and I say Dr. Dre is coming to the studio right now he's 15 minutes away, and you don't have no alcohol, you don't have no weed, you gonna tell Dr. Dre no? You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to be able to,
Harness it, source it somehow.
yeah, source it some, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, yeah,
That's really good advice. I know a lot of creators in our space, they run into that. I know I run into it too, whether it's shooting content for myself or ideas for a shoot. It's hard to stay on and like brainstorm and have ideas like
yeah,
24/7. So
yeah,
when you're inspired to create something new, sometimes for me it's just jotting down ideas for like a new event, venue, itinerary, anything. Anytime that creative bug hits you, I agree. You got to harness it and because you don't know, it could be weeks, months before it comes back.
right,
Just kind of scary, but it's just you just have to embrace that up and down, right? Of the
absolutely,
the creative world.
absolutely. Like, do I bars pop up in my head all the time? Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Oh man, especially with
yeah,
music, like if you have a melody or a bar like that, how do you remember every single syllable and every word unless you really stop and
yeah,
and like make
yeah.
note of it?
You have to, like, because so many great ones have come, so many great ones have gone. You know what I mean? It's like pull out that voice memo right then and there, and then knock it out. Just keep it pushing. Label it really fast, and just keep it pushing.
That's
Like,
it.
day still going on, but that's how crazy it gets, bro.
I believe
You
it.
know,
Man. I feel like we covered a lot of really great topics today. Is there anything that you feel that we missed with this take?
man. I think we left no stone unturned, man. Honestly,
Good.
I really appreciate you having me once again, man. I think this is one of the special interviews I've had. I've definitely enjoyed this
You're
conversation.
just saying
Oh man, yeah, I am.
that.
That's like, nah, but nah, really though, really,
No,
I
I
really,
appreciate it. I appreciate that you
yeah,
taking the time out, and I'm excited for all the things you're accomplishing here in Austin. I think it's important to to do things in a way that lifts everybody up, and I love that you are creating spaces for other artists. Um, you're leading by example in your work from your events to the music that you're putting out too. Just the messaging I think is really important. I had some time this morning to listen to your album, like a little bit of the press sampler, and like I love like the melodies and the feelings that you create, and of course the bars are hitting too. So I'm excited for this album. Keep us posted as we're getting closer to the launch date. We'll be happy to share any promotional news and such as it comes out. Um, I want to give you this opportunity to plug websites, social media. Where can people find you? Where can they support?
okay, yeah, man. Much obliged, by the way. Yeah, you can find me everywhere. You can't miss me. At BDX The Don. BDXTheDon. Simple as that. Now we on TikTok mobbing, man. You know what I mean? So you can find me on there acting a fool. You know what I mean? Instagram, you're gonna see more of a professional layout and more of a brand layout. So just tap in with all of that, man, because we really just try and change the world brick by brick. I'm here with my man Steve. We're gonna collaborate on that too, man. We're gonna change the world. Um, and we just gonna keep doing what we're doing, man.
So that's what we have to do.
Absolutely.
And as creators, we just have to. We have to embrace it.
It never stops.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to tag all of Brandon's links in the caption on YouTube and Spotify as well. And yeah, we're so thankful for you guys tuning in and supporting. Make sure you follow Brandon as well. Shop the merch. Check out his album launch. He's going to have show events, details, and everything posted very soon. And see you guys in the next episode.